Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where apparently it doesn't want to show Europa. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. No? Okay. There we go. Thanks for showing up, OBS. I'm glad you could make it. Excellent. Okay, so what we were trying to do this episode is we want to go to war with the Mughals. They need to be cut down to size. They have a very large army, 446k. We have a larger army, but they only have 84,000 manpower right now, so that's a thing. They also don't have very many ships. That's a good thing to note. We are building a lot of ships right now. We're building up our manpower, and we are also working on Miltech 26, so we're even with them on Miltech, and we're not expecting that their Miltech goes up anytime soon. So, here's the main problem. Look at these supply limits. Disgustingly low. So really, we're going to have to divide these maybe even further if we don't want to take heavy attrition. That said, the Mughals are also going to have to divide their armies extremely heavily if they don't want to take heavy attrition. I do want to get these armies making their way northward. I think that that will be important. And these three as well. I mean, we're not going to want them all stacked into one place, but I just want them moving northward for the time being. And for now, let's check in on our economic constructions. We've been doing a lot of economic construction lately, and we are in a very, very solid economic position right now. I want to check in on universities, mini factories. Those are completely done. I want to check in on training fields. Hello, that's a solid one. And on stock exchanges. I mean, what do we want to build here? I feel like a lot of these aren't necessary to build. So instead, we'll build counting houses. Beautiful. We're currently making about 670 gold per month. Would that we could change that gold into manpower. That would be amazing. Supply limit of 36. That's a big ol' yikes. We're going to move up over here. And here. And then supply limit of 41. Not ideal. I suppose we could build a supply depot, but I would really prefer not doing that. Okay. So that seems to be reasonably fine. We do see a Mughal army over there. Okay. Now we're going to fight them via Hormuz. And do we have a CB here? Yeah, we have Reconquest and we have Imperialism. Sounds good. Excellent. So we're probably going to use the Imperialism CB. And you can see here, it's kind of, I suppose, we can see here that they have a total of, well, a lot. That's for sure. We have more, to be sure. We have more. They have more cavalry than we do. Comparable numbers of cannon. We have a lot more infantry. Their flanking range is going to be spicy. Okay. So, we're going to move up and kind of Hearts of Iron this. We're going to have some armies in these locations, and then we're going to have a few armies in reserve back over here. For now. Now, we're going to have to group up a little bit more than what we're showing here, to be sure, to make this actually happen. These guys can come on over here. We're going to have major supply limit issues. If we were seeing more supply limit in here, then that would be amazing, but we're not. We're also going to want to roll up some generals. At least one. Possibly more. That's reasonably solid. Let's roll up one more. That's a pretty mediocre general right there. Okay. If ever I've seen a mediocre general, that's one of them. So we're still heavily constructing ships right now, and that's going to continue going for a while. Lithuania wants military access. Okay, cool. We're not going to allow that. So essentially what we want to do here is we want to push through Hormuz super quickly. And we want to take Mughal Arabia. Hopefully Ottomans will not allow military access. They're rival to both of us. So we're hoping that Ottomans do not allow military access. We knock Hormuz out of the war. And then the Mughals just kind of can't do too much militarily. There is no land border here. There is a land border here. And that is part of Hormuz. So this becomes where the war would be, in theory. Assuming that they didn't go all navy on us. Which they might. It's a possibility. So we could have these guys, like, hunting enemy fleets out in this region. That would be okay. So this would be, like, in the... Is this considered... That's Persian Gulf there. Apparently we can't have them... Wait, there's a scroll here. Yeah, Persian Gulf is not an option. So it'd just be like the Arabian Sea. The Arabian Sea might be considered part of this. Yeah, Persian Gulf is that actual tile there. That's Pirate Coast, Straits of Hormuz. I would think it would be Arabian Sea. So we're going to have them out there doing that. And that'll be great. We're getting into position here. And we're going to need a lot of armies piled into this location. Now, supply limit here is pretty low. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. But I think we want to do this. They're allied with the Mughals. But we're doing it. We are officially at war. Now, we want to push through this mega quick. Before the Mughals can really respond. So we're going to move all of these guys up over this direction-ish. And these guys, they're going to also come up this way. We'll give them more specific orders a little later on. And we're going to take extremely heavy attrition over here. This is a primary issue that we're going to see fighting in this region, is just huge amounts of attrition. And that's going to really stretch our manpower gains. Like, really stress our manpower. That said, I believe that our monthly manpower gains are higher than those of the Mughals. So that's kind of how we're going to make this work. Okay. In we go. We're going to try to knock Hormuz out of the war super quickly before they can really do anything. Okay. So our navies are working. And our troops are streaming on in. No, I don't want to use the first fleet. Just head up to here for now. That'll be fine. Okay. These guys, they're going to head up into the Mughal Arabia. That'll be just fine. We're just going to continue leapfrogging over here for the time being. Mughal troops will start flowing over this way. That's fine. I'm going to have these guys actually come up this way to reinforce this area. Okay. These can head over to here. Beautiful. And actually, I want to have our fleet here as soon as it's done with this combat. I want this fleet to, instead of doing the hunt for fleets, I want to just have it go over here and take the Straits of Hormuz. So make your way on over, buddy. So these guys are heading to Mazira. That's fine. And we are going to continue to push up this direction. If we can take this position, that's a huge deal. And we did. And we sunk the Hormuzi flagship. Beautiful. So here's the problem. They can still cross this. The reason being, they hold both sides there. But the moment we take Qasim, that will no longer be the case. We need to push up there, and fast. So we have an army heading directly there. These guys are going to continue to push up over this way, like chase down that force. And this seems reasonably good. We do need to get our armies a little bit more up here. And these guys, they can go into here. Okay. So far, so good on this war. But this is the big one. The Mughals are the single biggest enemy that we have. But here we are. We're taking it. Beautiful. Okay, supply limits. Not great. Supply limits are not great at all over here. You're heading up there. That's fine. Are the Ottomans providing access? Actually, yes. The Ottomans are providing access. So we have to assume that the Mughals will try to come down through Hassa here. I was hoping that they wouldn't, but this gives us some measure of control over here, and more importantly, some measure of option. So that's fine. These guys can come up over this way. We do see Mughal troops in this area. We're not super surprised about this. Okay. These guys can head up over this way. Kallenberg wants military access. Pass on that for now. Okay. I'd love to take this back. We don't currently have the control here. Let's just go grab that quick. The naval control to take this right over here. There we go. Excellent. And now we'll move back up over here. Beautiful. So the Mughals may be able to cross this. We definitely want to have reinforcements in position over here. I'm not sure if they can cross this right now or not with this under siege. I believe that they can. But they're not, it would appear. That's excellent. The Mughal troops are going around this way as we anticipated that they would. So we're going to move our own troops up over here. These guys, we really need this fort to fall. We could walk them around. And I hate to say it, but I think that's our best bet. I was hoping this fort would fall faster, but we've had some pretty crappy rolls over there. Okay. So let's continue to reinforce this area over here. I want to check on the Mughal manpower, 51k. So they're actually going through their manpower less quickly than we are. We're taking really heavy attrition. We knew that this would be the case, and we really do need to put in some supply depots over this way. You can only build one supply depot per area? Okay, good to know. Okay. Our people have suffered enough, indeed. So I guess we're going to have to split these. Which I really hate to do right now. This is going to mean it's going to take us quite a while to react to the Mughals when they inevitably come in here. We did win the Siege of Hormuz. That's good. Don't get me wrong. And I kind of want these guys to just chill down over here where they're not going to take attrition for the time being. And really, we can probably have these guys stacked together here, right? No, we actually can't. Nutty. These supply limits are so low over here. I mean, it's desert, so I guess I'm not super shocked about that. I kind of want to swing around here and attack the Mughals. We know they're coming around up this way for a fact. So I'm kind of interested in pulling some of them back this direction. I really hoped this siege would be over by now. It is very not. Okay. Some of these movements are a bit awkward, but that's okay. We're going to have these forces split and spread out as much as they can. These guys will come out over here. We lost a battle over here. Apparently, we're being attacked by the Mughals by sea down here. I definitely wasn't expecting that, but we can send this army by sea over to go defend that. That'll be okay. Okay, so we see Mughal armies up here. Sounds good. going to continue getting some attacks out over here. I want to have this leader over here, though. Sounds great to me. And yeah, we're going to respond to this in a moment. There's also an attack over here that we'll actually send these guys to respond to. Okay. So we can see Mughals are coming in over here. Immediately, we're going to take all of our guys that are back here and tell them, start moving. We can group everything together here if we really want to. The Mughals don't seem like they want to fight. But I do. I want to get out here. Okay. So we're going to have multiple fronts here. That's fine. We kind of anticipated that. Our troops are just going to keep trickling in over here, and I was honestly not expecting quite this many Mughal troops over here, but we do have more reinforcements pouring in all the time. Boy, those are some intense shock rolls there. But we did manage to win that battle through sheer force of numbers, but we took huge losses. So we can definitely get some trade steering. That'll be beneficial for us. And at this point, we're going to just kind of spread out our troops a little bit. We need to be careful here for sure. We'll just do something like that for now. And we do see more Mughals over this way. This fort still hasn't fallen, might I add. And we are just going to attack the Mughals over this way with this force. Sure. These guys are going to continue to push up this coast. And these guys can come on in over here. We're just still working on spreading out right now. Okay, we finally won this siege, freeing up these 2 units. Good. I want these guys to make their way up over this way. And hopefully take out this force. Now then. Just looking at the lay of the land over here. We can send a few additional units over this way. I want to look at Mughal numbers compared to ours. Okay, so we can see that Zimbabwe here has higher morale. The Mughals do have higher tactics, though. At least in this particular fight. And they have a lot higher discipline. I mean, they do have that system that they've got. That's definitely a thing for them. They've also got their absolutism, which, sure, that's a thing. But that's a lot of Mughals piling in over here. Let's go ahead and retreat. We actually can't yet. Now we can. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to allow the Mughals to do what they're going to do over here for the moment. We'll get back to that in a bit. So it looks like we've successfully attacked over here. We're going to attack here, although we should definitely wait for our reinforcements. And perhaps a leader. Because the Mughals have quite a lot of units coming in. Ooh, that's a 6 shock leader. We're going to attack here and bring in our reinforcements. The Mughals are a little ways away. That's fine for now. Okay. Mughal manpower numbers are at 47k. Sounds good. And we're continuing to do a little bit of sieging here and there. We're mostly attempting to not take too much attrition right now. So these guys are going to chill here. And in fact, I want them to move back into Hormuz. And we're just going to keep an eye on what's going on over here. This is the bulk of the Mughal force, or a bulk of the Mughal force. Looks like we stack wiped this here. That's beautiful. Do we think that we have the numbers to take on this Mughal army? That is a question. We have better shock than he does. Worse fire. 15 of their units are cavalry. We're going to have a much wider front than they are, but keep in mind that combat width is only 38. They don't have a fully occupied backline, but neither do us. We really do need to develop our backline, but it's a little tough with the current levels of attrition that we're facing. So their fire phases are going to be probably slightly better than ours. We can give it a go. If we need to, we can always hire mercs. We'll see what happens over here. As far as this goes, I'm reasonably content with what we're seeing over here, although we should probably consider pulling some of these forces back. Although it looks like they're interested in just de-sieging. Which I'm okay with. Okay. So, I mean, Hormuz is at this point fully occupied. And we should have ticking war score. Yes, we do. Cool. Mughals, we only have 2% war score against. And that's the question here, is how do we go about dealing with their ludicrous numbers of elephants? Right? That's the elephant in the room here. Literally. Okay, you can see them walking up the coast here. They're definitely taking heavy attrition as they walk up the coast. They're down to 29k. And at this point, I want these guys to move up. And I'd like to get a bit of a tactical strike in here. I'm willing to retreat if they turn around. I just want to cause some damage to them here. And yeah, with this unit here, we want to retreat as soon as we can. We just want to cause a little damage here and disrupt their line. Over here, all of these troops need to pile in here. Every single one. But this cuts off roughly half of their force. Well, maybe a little under half. But still, that's fine. So we're going to retreat this as soon as we can, which is now. And that bought us time. Now our troops are piling in over here, but so are theirs. And theirs are piling in faster. But here we come. Maybe. Emphasis on the maybe. These guys didn't come. I thought I selected them. That's my own fault. We're going to have to retreat here. And so we shall. We will retreat. And these guys will retreat as well. Wow. Hang on. 21.8k is not enough to siege this. We need 22 full regiments to siege that. That's insane. Okay. Well, we're out of there. And we're just going to continue doing some of these kind of hit and run tactics for the time being. These guys are going to pull back and start reinforcing. And we're going to use this heavily to our advantage over here. So that will be interesting to be sure. We're locked in here. Oh, that's bad. Okay. I was hoping these guys would get out of here a little faster. Yep. They may get stack wiped. We'll see. They did. Oof. Those elephants are tough to deal with. But that's okay for right now. For right now, we are completely content with what is happening here. Believe it or not, this is to our advantage. I like it. These guys, I actually want them to come in here and hit this force. This is a very, very weak force. We can pick this one off and get out. It's exactly what we want at this moment. So we're going to have to swap these two for sure. These guys are retreating here. These retreats are all to TAFE. Okay, that's quite a ways. But that's only 32k. We put this guy in. And they don't want to fight this. Beautiful. We're hoping that this stack wipes. It did not. Now we need to get out of there. We'll have to fight our way out, and we may have to retreat. But that's okay. We want this. We can replace our troops easier than they can, I believe. So these guys come on in. And as soon as we can retreat, we will. Right now. Beautiful. Now these guys, did they teleport there? How did they get there? I don't see ships. How did these guys get here? Did they walk around this way? Maybe. I suppose that's a possibility. Well, we're going to make our way up this way. Group these guys together. And see about dealing with this army here. We can beat this army. I'm quite confident of this. We just need to get our troops into position to do so. Like this. Get in there. We're going to kind of trickle in over time, which isn't ideal. But we should be able to pull that off. So these guys are chilling here. These guys are retreating to Muscat. That's completely fine. Beautiful. Mughals are now at 0 manpower, and you can see their army count is dropping fast. Ours is 2, to be sure. But these big battles, most of them are playing out in our favor. Like this one here. This is absolutely beautiful. They retreated. That's exactly what we want right now. We're going to spread back out and attempt to recover some forces here. It's going to take time. There's no doubt about that. But this is exactly the type of war that we want to run here. Okay, with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see about continuing to bleed the Mughals. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.